Good evening, people. Let us just wait for few more seconds for our resource person to join in, and then let's kickstart this Wellness Wednesday on mental well-being of IT professionals. Thank you for your patience. Good evening, everyone. So I am Sanjana Padmashri. So I am representing Abundant Life Group in welcoming you all for this Wellness Wednesday session on mental well-being of IT professionals. So for our esteemed resource person, we have with us Parrie Thomas, who has 14 plus years of experience in the IT sector. I welcome you, Thomas.
Hey, Sanjana, good evening. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Good evening, and it's my pleasure. And my greetings to your staff, CEO, Mr. Samuel Teja, all your staff, and good evening to all the audience. Please go ahead. What is in it for you and for me? And
Okay.
before anything I discuss, I would like to give you a disclosure and a disclaimer. I'm not promoting the organization through which I'm paying tax. I'm not promoting abundant life. I have been invited and I'm just trying to share my views. I find the topic appealing, striking, and I've done an internship course with this university, which I call university, but I know you are still an institution. And I appreciate you have a vision to become a university. So that's about it. So if anyone has to find any conflicts in this discussion, please do email us. I mean, Abundant Life. And if there is any conflict not resolved, we'll take it legally. Okay? And please behave in the comment section. That's my request, or else it will be taken legally. All right? Please carry on.
Thank you so much, Thomas, for giving such a wonderful disclaimer. And yes, this disclaimer does stand for every viewer who will be viewing this in the future as well as it is uploaded in on YouTube. So yes. So okay, so I'm very interested to ask you this question. So the topic that you chose is emotional well-being of IT professionals.
I didn't
So
I didn't choose the topic. It was given to me. And
okay, so how do you feel like you being given this topic? Like, do you think it is very important for us to consider the emotional well-being which is focused on the IT professionals.
I would like to ask you, Sanjana, and your staff, why this topic? Why only IT professional and mental illness?
No, that is the question that I have asked because this is something that you have agreed upon
Okay.
to discuss with us. So my question is, why did you agree upon for this IT professionals? That's my question.
Yeah, see, Sanjana, if you see the data, the market analysis, um, you definitely agree upon it. Most of the clients who approach the psychologists are falling in the Pareto's of 80%. I don't know what is the percentage. The most of the clients are IT professionals, isn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, some of the clients are IT professionals,
Okay.
but what we see is that in the present generation, a lot of IT professionals are approaching the people because there are other areas also that are being approached to the psychologists. But IT professionals, the number of IT professionals are increasing day by day.
Okay. So you agree with me, isn't it? Okay. So yeah, that's what I feel. This topic is something which definitely is given importance. However, if if it is given more attention, and if we, I mean, if the responsible people in the organization itself take measures and enable the employees need not approach the psychologists first. Secondly, they get enabled.
Mhm.
If they are enabled, they feel free. They feel freedom, and if they are free, if the mind is free, they become innovators. A free mind is a creative mind. That's what I feel.
Okay, okay. That's a really good explanation. Okay, so Thomas, so what do you think are some different things or the causes which causes disturbances in the emotional well-being of IT professionals?
Can you repeat?
So what do you think are the causes that disturbs the emotional well-being of IT professionals?
See, if I have to start explaining this, I can write a book. But if I have to cover this in this session, the cause is in one's own minds, the employees' minds. Like Professor B.M. Hegde always says this. So if anyone want to make notes, please carry a pen and paper. I may not be able to repeat. So if Professor B.M. Hegde sir says that a disease is created in the mind, exists in the mind, sustains in the mind, and damages the mind to sleep. So the cause is oneself, the IT professional, the the person himself or herself. Then comes the family, then the work environment, and when I say work environment, mostly it's the managers, mostly. Okay, mostly an employee never leaves any organization. Rarely, it's very rare. An employee mostly leaves the manager or the leader. You know, the employee always finds, mostly in the most cases what I see, an employee only resigns out of interest and given a great farewell. And when the employee resigns, the employer gives an assurance, please come back, welcome back, I will welcome back you. I will welcome you back. So
Got it.
that's about it. Yeah.
So you mean to say, so whatever emotional, I mean, whatever disturbances are there for the emotional well-being, that resides with oneself.
It starts from oneself, in the minds, and if it's not managed, and see, what does the mind do, Sanjana? It's a question to you. What does the mind do? What's the
So
work of the
mind,
mind? Huh?
uh, it it does a lot of things,
Yeah, no, no, it just what
and
okay.
it thinks
Yeah, okay.
and processes the thoughts.
Okay, no, no, wrong. What I feel, see, I'm not putting it down.
Yeah.
What I feel is mind just thinks.
Okay.
Mind just thinks, and what it thinks, thoughts.
Okay.
Now, the great thinkers are the people who become poets,
Hmm.
who explore oneself and explore the best and
Hmm.
and invent products, invents something for society or for the world.
Okay.
So what is needed for the mind is a manager.
Okay.
And who is the manager? The primary manager is oneself.
Hmm.
And if oneself is not able to manage the mind's thinking, take
Hmm.
help. Take help. And who is the help? Friend,
Okay.
could be a friend who has become a spouse,
Okay.
or could be parents.
Okay.
But what I always say is the best manager of mind is a confidant.
Hmm.
You know the meaning of confidant, or should I explain? I can write a book for it also.
A confidant is a person with whom we share things with them without having the fear of being judged or so.
Confident, I'll extend to your explanation.
Hmm.
Confident is a person in the form of just like an angel.
Hmm.
Confident is like an angel who will not judge you, what you said, who will never judge you, who will always stand with you, even if you have done wrong, even if you are in the jail. Confident is a person who will value as just like what you are, and
Hmm.
he will keep counseling you, not just motivating, counseling you, mentoring you, teaching
Hmm.
you, and loving you. He or she will love till end. So I encourage people, in my environment to become confident. And even if she's a great person from US, I don't know who, I just don't remember his name. He said, even if in your life, if you have one confident, it's great. If you have two and more, you're blessed.
Okay, so that's really great. But what I think is, in the interest of time, I think we are deviating a lot from the topic. So let's get back. Let's get back. Okay. So, what do you think could be the external causes? Like internally, as you said, the mind is one of the cause, and managing the mind is really one of the biggest thing that would boost up the emotional well-being. But what could be the external factors that affects or disturbs the emotional well-being
See,
of an IT professional?
what I see as an we have invented a lot of things in IT. Now we're in the process of making robot to think like human beings. And you don't be surprised, even when bicycle was invented, and when the person was riding the bicycle, people thought he's a god. No, 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 no. Don't be surprised. I'll give you the name, Mr. Rajashekar Nanapaneni. I cannot disclose the organization name. He's my classmate, my best friend. He's from Vijayawada.
Hmm.
He's working on this research.
Okay.
He's my classmate, so we are good friends. Okay. So this may happen. Why not? It's shown in the movies also. Now the external factors, what when you coming back to the topic, is again another mind itself.
Okay.
Not the invention, not the process of inventing services and products. It's another mind. And the other mind could be a colleague, could be a manager, could be the team or groups of minds. So if see that's to answer your question. Now
Okay.
just to extend,
Oh,
just to
yeah.
extend,
Sure.
if this if each mind is managed well from the other minds, where the other minds become a mentor, a confidante, a teacher, a lover, or a promoter, you know what? Everyone feels free and they become innovators.
That's a really interesting perspective. Thank you for giving us that, Thomas. Okay, so now I think this year 2020 the most sought out topic in 2020 is COVID. Like anywhere we see every day, at least once or twice, this COVID is being there. So how is it going to be like after the COVID is going to be resolved? I mean, the vaccines are on its way. So once the vaccines are operational, then the waves are going to reduce, the number of patients are going to reduce. So how is it going to be for the IT industry after the COVID disease is being cured?
See, firstly, my views are just my views, but I know, I fully believe, because I have a risk analyze the risk management attitude and a scientific attitude always. So, see, I'll tell you something. Initially, what happened when the employees started working from home, which they always wanted, the managers never understood. Okay, most of them, 98%, there was a survey in many of the organizations and it was released in many newspapers. So they started feeling good. Then they started managing their workspace at home, and they started doing their work more. The time management was effective, efficient, more efficient initially. Later, what happened was, seeing the same person, same environment, same faces, the employee wants to just get out. The employee started behaving sick. The employees, few good, few wise employees started taking help.
Hmm.
Few more wise employees started taking classes for a new skill.
Yes.
But most of the employees gotten sick. That's what I sensed. I see it. I hear it. Now, to answer your question, the future is going to be a mentally sick environment. Don't get startled. I'm not cursing. I wish it becomes better. Most of the employees, after behaving like this, now what's most of the employers are doing is they are just closing and shutting down the corporate real estate offices,
Hmm.
which I see it as a bad sign.
But from the organization side, if you see the rent, the electricity, the water, the food that they have been doing, so expenditure on those is anyways getting cut. In turn, they could probably give a bit more of bonus or increase in the salary for the employees to continue working from home. And now that it is happening, why not?
Sanjana, every employer will have a vision and a plan.
Yeah,
Okay, a vision and a plan to reach somewhere, thinking that the employees' minds are stable.
right.
That is constant here. In the journey, most of the plan is designed, feeling and thinking, most of the factors are constant. Now, now imagine a situation, an employer has 5,000 employees.
Hmm.
Out of them, 1,000 people are behaving sick,
Okay.
behaving abnormal. Initially, they were good. And
Hmm.
2,000 people, they just take leaves or shout at the other employees offline. We are not able to see the body language.
Hmm.
We just you just see me here. We don't have the live connection. This is offline online connection. We
Hmm.
don't know what the others are feeling. We don't consider the fact that there is COVID around. There could be deaths in the families. Could be.
Hmm.
We are not. This is not constant.
Right.
Okay. This is not. This is something they have considered constant.
Hmm.
Now, do you think with the unstable mind and not so well formed mind, the employer will reach to the vision?
Well, this is my personal opinion. What I feel is that it again depends on your mind. So if you are resistant to change, if you are if you want to focus, you will be able to focus whether or not you are in your workplace, which completely talks about your office, all this on all four sides of the walls. But if you are comfortable, I see that a lot of IT companies are actually investing more on automation and automation. So, this working from home is again one step ahead there, where we are working, we don't actually need to be physically present. So, this is actually widening our boundaries. This is making us connected to people. Just so, and nobody can say, sorry, sir, traffic, so I'm 5 minutes late. But yeah, we do have other things like wi-fi not connected, laptop got shut down, and stuffs like this which employees still exercise. But there are other factors like the timing, the travel. Like you could be comfortable, you could be with your family, which most of the IT employees are, who are working in other states, other cities, actually feel that. Even I have worked in other cities when sometimes I couldn't get home to a very cherished festival of mine. Now I could do all of those. So when you act, so there are pros and cons, but when you actually weigh them, don't you feel there are more positives than the negatives?
See, you are again, you got confused. You are forgetting there was no corona those days. Now we have corona. People are not able to go out. People have restrictions. People cannot flaunt their face, the beautiful faces. You
Well,
understand?
yeah. So what I started, like this question was started like after the COVID is cured. It is not like during COVID. It's post COVID, or how do we say AC after COVID?
Sanjana, three phases. BC, before corona. As you are saying AC, I know these are for common words in our comedy or in newspapers. So before corona, corona, after corona. What was the question? The question was how it is going to be, or how are we going to, how the IT employees are going to be, right?
No, my question is how the IT sector is going to be. The employees come after that. I'm asking about the IT sector.
So when I see the IT sector, yeah, my answer is still the same. After corona, because of employers thinking that they have saved cost, they are vacating all the real estates, corporate offices, they're closing it. Now we are heading towards a really a bad phase. We are asking employees to be unstable. Be unstable. We'll allow you to be unstable. Be like that. Don't be a well-formed mind and feel bad. Feel not no, feel good about corona is gone, but you have a different environment at home. But after corona is gone, what about the fear? What about the fear? The fear is still there. You think people will stop using mask? I don't think so. The fear is there. Now, that's one. Another one, let's say Corona is gone, Dorona comes.
Hmm.
We have another one coming. This time, when Dorona comes, people will never believe that Dorona is gone. Like Ebola came first.
Yeah.
So, what comes, we don't know in all the alphabets. Okay, so that's the fear. Now, if the employees don't consider this and don't manage themselves and their organizations right away with a
Hmm.
preventive measures or some measures wherein, see, I'll tell you something. The corona wiped out the senior citizens of Italy, most, and when I say wiped out, almost.
Yeah.
Are we employers thinking about it? What if a Garona comes and wipes off all the elderly people? See, I don't wish that, but I'm thinking. I'm a risk manager, so I have been a risk manager for a long time for my projects. So I save money in my projects by not hiring a risk manager. I become the risk manager, not just project manager. So that's how I think. But I wish positive. I analyze negative, plan and prepare for it.
That's nice.
So that's the
So,
reason I advise employers, for the as part of charity, the unorganized sector, I advise them to be prepared and give them plans. That's just charity. I don't give money.
hmm,
I enable the unorganized sectors.
that's good. That's something that all of us can actually do. So, as a charity, instead of sharing just money or food, we could share knowledge, which will actually build the next generation. That's something that we, all of us, could do. And this is a very key takeaway from this session. Okay, so moving on to our topics. So now I see that in the IT sector, there is, most of the organizations are actually moving towards this artificial intelligence and machine learning. A lot of it. Okay, so how do you think these things could have? What kind of impact does these things have in the mindset of the employees of IT sector? Because most of the employees, as you said in the previous question, we are comfortable in certain areas, like working from office. When we are working from office, we are more focused because everybody there has a common goal of working towards the vision of the organization. So, likewise, when we have this artificial intelligence and machine learning, which is growing in a very, very enormous way, like how do you think the employees are going to take it? How is it going to affect the mental well being of the employees?
So I don't find any reason of a discussion here for this question, but let me explain. So let me understand the question. You're saying with the evolution of new technologies like artificial intelligence or machine learning,
Hmm.
you're saying how it is going to affect the mental wellness of the employees or the
Yes, my
financial.
question is so there is something new that is being invented or discovered every day. Okay, and we have this high level team which is working on finding out the applicability of whatever is being invented into the sector that we are working, and integrating them to the vision of the organization. So when it gets integrated, there could be changes in the ways of working.
Okay.
Okay, so how that is going to be affected, like this intervention of artificial intelligence is going to change the ways of working, and how this is going to affect the emotional well-being of the employees.
See, this is a very complex question, but yeah, it's a good question, but it's a very good question. I understood now. So what I understood is what you're asking is there are global cultural changes for the employees or for the organization level changes, and with the evolution of new technologies, they and with COVID situations and post COVID situations, how is it going to affect the mental state of employees, right?
Right.
This cannot be answered at once in one direction. This need multiple dimensions to answer. One is the fact of COVID. Second is the evolution of new technologies can affect manpower. Yeah, it affects. But see, to answer not the COVID state that's over. Let's forget COVID now. To answer the evolution of technologies, what I always sensed was initially judgmental. All of us thought, oh, machines, robots coming, we'll lose jobs. I gave my thinking. I discussed with my classmates, my schoolmates. We have a group, so WhatsApp groups. So most of them are doctors and they're established and they are like scientists. And my school teachers, the teachers are like established. They have got renowned awards. So we discuss also in other forums. So what initially they were also judgmental, and we have experienced this as job cuts. If you've seen, there were job cuts in Chennai, different major organizations. See, that was just tremors, initial things. Then I understood. See, I went on thinking about this. Because I even felt, will I lose my job? Because I was on a mid management level then. Then I understood with the evolution of new technology comes what you need manpower also. You need new projects comes, new programs come, and the employees workforce increases.
Hmm.
You know,
Right.
yeah, that's some person. In fact, Jack Ma, I think no, Jack, not Jack Ma, some renowned person, Tesla, who's the owner for Tesla. Okay, forget that. See, someone he said this in one of his speeches. Okay, so I go through all this owners and entrepreneurs speeches. I listen to them, just listen to them,
Hmm.
and try to understand what running in their minds. So some great personality, he actually gave a speech. Never worry that you lose your job. You will reinvent yourself because what's mother of invention?
Necessity.
So when you lose your job, you rediscover yourself. So that's what I felt.
Okay, so that's that. These are really, really, really great insights, and we do have some of these comments on our YouTube that it's really great insights, Thomas. Thank you for giving these insights, and so on. Okay, so one last question that I have. So this is a personal
Yes,
question.
and then I have to stop. We had a 30 minutes meeting, right?
Yes, yes, yes. This is just one
How much
last,
time, how much time will we take?
just one last question.
Okay.
Post which,
I'll just tell them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so this is for the viewers. So if you have more questions, do mail us. So we would consolidate them and share it with Thomas. So if he has, so whenever he has time, he could probably respond to those questions.
Yeah.
And you can also add it in the comments.
Yeah.
So we would take that up and give it to share it with Thomas. Okay. So my last question is that, uh, so leave this COVID, post COVID, pre COVID, after COVID, and everything. Okay, so I feel that one of the major challenges for the work life, for the emotional well being is a work life balance.
Okay.
Uh, so, so how do you, how do you propose to have really good work life balance, especially in a sector which is very competitive? So I will have to win the competition, or I will have to at least be at par with my competitors and have a work life balance. So how do I do that?
See, Sanjana, this word competition will limit you. That's what I feel. Never see anything as a competition. You just enjoy the game, play the game, learn new techniques, do best, feel good. If you have lost, appreciate the winners and learn from them. See, I never saw anything as a competition. I don't see my competitor. I was an athlete, a long run athlete. I was 3 times school national volleyball player, school sports captain. I've studied in Dayanand Anglo Vedic Public School. My house, Bhagat House, I was captain for some time. Again, they removed me because I was so commanding. So they said, no, you have lot of rules, regulations, process and all. We want to just play. Then I become sports captain in Kendra Vidyalaya, where I've studied +1, +2. See, what I'm saying is never see all these things as competition. First thing, and for the IT employees, you have to be disciplined. One has to be disciplined and good habits. You don't know how to develop a good habit. Attach a good habit, with the existing habits. Like if you're brushing your teeth, that's a habit, right? We do it every day. Most of us, isn't it? When you
Yeah, indeed.
Okay, so when you brush your teeth, just make sure you do 5 push-ups before brushing the teeth. So attach a good habit along with the existing habit. It's a technique. It's just a technique. And develop good habits and be disciplined and have visions and goals. Get a mentor in your organization. If there's no rule in your organization to have a mentor, propose, ask a person who is established, ask, can I learn from you? Get a mentor, get a confidante, find a confidante. Identifying a confidant itself is a great thing. You need to know who is your confidant, who is your friend, who is an accomplice, who is a colleague. Never misuse the word friends and confidants. Most of the people in not just IT industries, they think everyone are friends. The colleagues, they are colleagues, they are not friends. And we don't have confidence, to be very blunt here. I don't see any. See, there are many people who come to me in discussion and say, she's my friend. Oh, really? How long you know each other? Hey, we just joined last month. Oh, okay, good. It takes a lot of things to say a person is a friend.
Right.
It takes situations. A friend in need is a friend indeed. It takes a lot of situation. No, when you are in a bad situation, if anyone helps you, puts you up, And I test people with money. Just ask money like this, and then I understand. Then I do my own things. Money is a good tool to test people,
Understood. Yeah.
not just thing, but situations, and a person standing for you, and he stands for you for any reasons. Is a confident,
Hmm.
and people end up marrying them. So, did I answer your question?
Yes, yes. So, yes. So, to take away from this answer, it is like linking a good habit along with the existing habit is going to make us mentally, emotionally, and physically well. Like, as he said, doing push ups when you brush your teeth is definitely going to make you physically stronger. And yeah, it is going to be a good kickstart for the day. Like, it's going to make us more chippier, more happy.
See, time management is discipline. Being disciplined is time management.
Hmm.
What is discipline? When I was a kid, my computer, when we had a new computer, sir, and we never touched computer. I never touched. They never allows us to touch because those computers are costly. So one day I came late to this class. He was very, very strict. So I came late to the class. I got nicely first. Then I asked, he asked me, why are you late? Then I said, games period, sir. I was fully I was sweating. I went and just took a bath also. My house was just, you just need to cross the walls, the boundary of the school, and my house, my quarters are there. So I just took a bath, wore a new shirt, and came. So he was like, whatever you do, you have to be on time. You do whatever you do, you need to respect your time. See, now I'm with my friends, and we are going somewhere, so I'm just waiting, and they are not liking me talking to you, but I told them it'll take some time. See, what happens is, when you're not disciplined, that means you're not valuing one's own time, and you don't value others time. You end up being not so valuing time, a person who's not so valuing the time, and the employer expects every employee to value time, because the employer is already valuing his time,
Hmm. Right.
and we end up not doing or creating the project on time. A successful project is known as if you have done it within budget and within time.
Right. So the budget actually stands along with not just the financial budget, although the number of hours is also known as the budget, right? So budget actually covers all of these.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hmm. Awesome. So this was a really amazing session that we had with Thomas, and like all of us feel it's like there is so much more to discuss, so much more to talk. But in the interest of time, and I, as Thomas said, he also needs to manage something else for which he
I
would
can
have to
take,
leave
I
now.
can take one or two questions, not more than that, Sanjana.
Yes, indeed. So we are still waiting for people to share their questions with
Okay.
us. So, okay. So I will ask my personal question. So as you said, the employee needs to create things within budget, but there are certain things which we actually call it as glitches which creates a cater in the budget. Like it's not overrunning by a long thing. Let us say, like 2 days ago, we had some issues with Google and Google applications. So all of those applications were not functioning in an effective way. So when let us say when one or more of our technology is not functioning, so this definitely uh, may increases the time, at least the time with respect to the budget, and maybe it could result in the extension of costs. So this this shouldn't actually form as a black mark on the project or on the team, because this is something which was beyond them. But I don't think this is how the clients or the employers are viewing the projects, because when we actually propose the budget, we are supposed to include something as contingency for all these, but sometimes it overruns. How do you think the IT employees need to handle this so that they don't get a disturbance in their emotional well-being?
You just connected the emotional well-being at the last. I was thinking, what is the connection? Okay.
No, because this is something that affects the emotional well-being. Because let us say I am working with you. This is just for an example. So you are my manager and I'm your employee. So you give me a task and you ask me to probably finish it by 7:30 today. But apparently, because let us say because of some technological outage, I'm giving it to you at 8:30, and you say I'm not satisfied with this because you're supposed to give it to me at 7:30, and because of which you're completely so this is something that I did not expect from you, such or something like this. This is going to make me feel sad because I have been giving my 100%, and more than that, I have been extending my time. And even though there was a technology outage, I made sure that I give it on the proper time. But still, you are not satisfied. So this is
So,
affecting me emotionally.
let me. I got your question, Sanjana. It's a beautiful question. I appreciate you asking this at the right time. See, first thing, maturity level has to be increased in the managers and leaders. Understanding that 2 points. One is we are humans.
Right?
We are humans. It's human. It's error. We are error. We have error. We are erroneous.
Yeah.
Understanding that we are humans is first point. Second point, technology is always broken.
Right.
Technology is always broken. Never say there is a perfect technology. When when we had IBM laptop or computers,
Hmm.
storage devices, this was like a building. Then it shrinked. Then it shrinked. Now it's nowhere. Now it's in the cloud. See, those days, no one said technology is broken. They said this is a great invention.
Hmm.
So when I'm saying technology is broken, it's not literally broken. It is to be understood that it can be rediscovered, reinvented, and can be bettered. These 2 points, if the managers and the leaders understand,
Hmm.
they will not be stressful. They will not. They will not be stressful oneself. They will not stress the others. So see, I when I manage my projects, I see, I expect a lot, but I
Hmm.
don't, see things from my views that will limit me and limit the whole project.
Right.
And that's one first part of the discussion. The second part, Sanjana, in my experience, I not to boast, but I have seen projects. I have completed projects within time and budget,
Hmm.
and maybe sometimes 1 month before and all. But if you take
Hmm.
global level, I don't think so. Even there are 10% of projects which are completed on time because there are many factors. There could be government, regulatory, environment. There are many factors, which can influence the project to extend, to delay. Not just human beings, it could be the relationship between nations. It could be, I don't know. There are many things. That is what the PMP from PMP project management professional from PCI. I think I haven't done that course because I
Hmm.
learned it a lot, and I learned it so many times that when I worked for some organizations like IBM, it was mandate for me to do project management courses. So I did the in while
Okay.
and computer sciences corporations where
Hmm.
I was forced to do that certificate and get certified because or else I
Hmm.
wouldn't be able to manage. They have a rule unless you are
Yeah.
PMP, you will not be you are not allowed to manage projects.
Hmm.
So those days when I was reporting to the quality head of the organization, and I learned a lot. And one thing I learned from her, she was pretty experienced, like 40 years of
Hmm.
experience, about to retire. So she told me one thing that
Hmm.
was a great insight for me. This was in the year 2014.
Right.
Okay, she told me, Thomas, you cannot be expecting a lot of precision. Then I said,
Hmm.
then how are we going to meet the employer's expectation? No, even the employer understands there are environmental factors. There
Hmm.
are many factors which can influence the project. So now it's okay. Many projects, Sanjana, trust me, are delayed. We cannot, and see when we have a project, we have the project statement and a
Hmm.
project goal. It's always good to reconsider the goals because there are environment factors. And when you rethink, repropose the goals and take an approval from the funds, the sponsors, they are also happy. You discuss with the sponsors, tell them, see, this is the issue, this is the issue, this is what we are not able to complete. Discuss is in the right way, communicate in the right way, plan, design, and give it to them. They will give you more money to complete the project. And see, what I advise is seek an opportunity. When your project is
Right.
not going in the right way, find if there is an opportunity in that.
Hmm. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's really good. So fine. So this is also giving us like to look at things from a positive perspective. So
Yeah.
there can be things which can go down south, but in everything, look for the light at the end of the tunnel. So there
Why
is
did you
always
say
light
go
at the
down
end of the
south?
tunnel.
Why did you say go down south is beautiful? Down south means it's beautiful, isn't it? I see it.
So this is an
Yeah, yeah,
idiom
yeah.
that is being
I understood
used.
what you're saying.
That's why.
I understood what you're saying. But when things go down south, think, oh, you are going further beautiful. Like Kerala is in south, Karnataka is in south, Tamil Nadu is in south. Think in that way, is what I am saying. Even if your
Right.
project is not going well, think okay, it maybe there's a better opportunity.
Hmm. So don't look problems as problems. Always look at them as opportunities.
Likewise, yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. So, yes, in the interest of time, we are concluding the session now. So, thank you so much, Thomas, for giving us these wonderful insights. We will definitely like to connect with you in future, probably to have longer sessions because there are so many things that are still needs to be discussed in the mental well-being of IT employees. So yes, so definitely. And people, if you have any questions, any queries regarding this, do write to us. Abundant Life has a lot of internships, courses, and every Wednesday we have Wellness Wednesday live sessions with really interesting topics like today and with resource people who are really experienced and esteemed to us, who shares with us whole lot of knowledge. And yes, it is free. And also we have webinars on Saturdays which you could attend. They are on specific topics, like the current webinar series that we have is relating to careers in psychology. If you want more information, do like our social media pages. The links will be shared in the comments. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you so much for sharing with us such insightful and such enlightening information with us. So it has been really good. And I have more positive takeaways from you in this session. And I believe the viewers also have the same. And I thank Abundant Life for giving this opportunity to host the session.
I feel good. I appreciate your effort and I appreciate you facilitating the session. Give my regards to the CEO office and CEO Mr. Samuel Teja. And that's about it. Have a nice evening ahead, Sanjana, and all of you.